In 476 CE, West Rome completely disappeared from the books of history. Now, common citizens can see barbarian flags flying over the land proudly. No one knows how many surprises Rome has for its people. The news of the falling western part slowly spread by weary travelers and whispered in the market squares. Everyone feels like the end of an era, the death of a dream. The final chapter in the story of Rome seems to have been written, a tragic story of fame and certain spoil. But they are wrong. The story of Rome is not over, not by a long shot. In the east, the new empire was rising, an empire that saw itself as the true continuation of Rome's glory, the Byzantine Empire. They don't call themselves Byzantium because it's a history label applied to them. They still call themselves Romans, the Romaioi. They still speak Latin, although it is becoming increasingly common, particularly amongst common people. They follow Roman laws adjusted and refined over centuries. They uphold Roman traditions, even as those traditions develop and combine with new influences from the East. Their emperor sits in Constantinople, the new Rome, ruling over the vast and wealthy country. They are in their own eyes. The empire is just changed, strong and enduring. The Eastern Roman Empire has some advantages over its fallen Western sibling. The Eastern Empire is wealthier and has control over key trade routes that connect Europe and Asia. It is more urbanized, with developing cities like Constantinople, Alexandria, and Antioch acting as centers of commerce and culture. Its strategic location makes it easier to defend against barbarian attacks. As the capital, Constantinople serves as a center of trade and culture, placed at the crossroads of East and West. The city's famous walls are built to provide exceptional protection and security. The Eastern army is strong and well organized, capable of defending the empire's borders against various threats, from the Persians in the east to the barbarians in the north. One of the key figures in the early history of the Byzantine Empire is the Emperor Flavius Petrus Sabatius Justinianus, better known as Justinian I, who reigned from 527 to 565 CE. He was a great leader with massive energy and steady belief, determined to recover the Roman Empire to its previous fame. He believes in his destiny, yet he views the task of reuniting the empire and recovering it from the world as a risky job. With his extensive military knowledge and expertise, he appears ready to win any war. Justinian made a series of campaigns aimed at reclaiming lost lands in the West. Additionally, he has another weapon, his wife. She is a woman of dignity, but her amazing intelligence and political experience set her apart. She serves as his closest advisor and his confidence, and often has significant influence behind the throne. Belisarius is another great general. He achieves remarkable success, moving with surprising speed. He recovers North Africa from the Vandals, deconstructing their country and replacing Roman control over the region's vital grain supplies. Then he turns his attention to Italy, facing a long and brutal war against the Ostrogothic. Despite encountering numerous setbacks and challenges, Belisarius ultimately achieves victory, reclaiming Rome and restoring royal authority in Italy. He even seizes portions of Spain from the Visigoths, further extending Eastern imperial influence to the west. For a fleeting moment, it appears that the Roman Empire could be reunited, but Justinian's reconquests proved to be expensive and hard to sustain. The western provinces are destroyed by years of war, their economies are destroyed, and their populations are exhausted. The Byzantine Empire is stretched thin and trying to defend itself, facing continuous rising and barbarian attacks. The dream of a fully recovered Roman Empire proves elusive. Despite these challenges and the continuous failure of his grand vision, Justinian's rule marks a golden age for the Eastern Empire. He orders the construction of impressive buildings, changing Constantinople into a truly royal city. The most famous of these structures is the Hagia Sophia, a masterpiece of Eastern architecture, a vast and amazing holy place that became the center of Byzantine religious life. Its bright high dome, furnished with shimmering, seems amazing and is proof of the skill and creativity of engineers. He also organized Roman law and created the Corpus Juris Civilis, a comprehensive legal code that influences legal systems around the world for centuries to come. It's a great achievement, Roman legal thought that is organized for future generations. Justinian's legacy is not limited to his military, architectural, and legal achievements. He is also a contributor to arts and science, promoting intellectual culture in Constantinople. Byzantine scholars analyze and translate ancient Roman books, ensuring that religious knowledge is promoted to future generations. The study of mathematics, astronomy, and medicine is built upon the foundation laid by the ancient Greeks and Romans. Byzantium created amazing patchwork, icons, and illuminated documents, blending classical authenticity with Christian symbolism. Eastern music grew, developing its unique style of ritual songs. The Byzantine Empire was not only a preserver of Roman culture, but also a strong, creative society in its own right. Byzantine merchants traded all over the world, exchanging goods and ideas. Eastern ambassadors guided the difficult web of international relations, forcing unions and manipulating enemies. Byzantine priests spread Christianity to new lands, converting Europeans and expanding the empire's cultural influence. Eastern Christianity is also different from Western Christianity. The Byzantine Church, known as the Eastern Orthodox Church, has its traditions, rituals, and theological explanations. They celebrate the ceremony in Greek instead of Latin. They highlight the importance of religious images that they believe possess spiritual power. They have a different understanding of the Trinity and other key principles. The relationship between the imperial emperor and the Patriarch of Constantinople, the head of the Eastern Orthodox Church, is tense enough. The emperor sees himself as the protector of the church, but the Patriarch declares his religious authority. Over the centuries, the Eastern Imperial faced various challenges, each testing its strength by Persians, Arabs, Bulgarians, and Turks warning its border. Internal fights, such as civil wars and palace interests, weaken its stability. The empire fell off and expanded, sometimes controlling vast lands stretching from Italy to Syria, sometimes reduced to a small area around Constantinople. But despite all of these, the Byzantine Empire gives proof of its resilience. It twists but doesn't break. It balances but does not surrender its key identity. One significant challenge that changed its relationship with the West was the long-standing Great Separation of 1054, which divided the Christian Church into the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church. This separation impacted the growing cultural and political differences between the East and the West, which had been boiling for centuries. Disputes over belief, ritual, and papal authority finally boiled over, leading to a ritual merge that divided Christendom. The Eastern Empire also contributed significantly to converting European people to Christianity. Byzantine promoters like Cyril and Methodius made the Cyrillic alphabet, a writing system based on Greek letters, and translated the Bible and other religious books into European languages, providing European peoples with a written language and a relationship to the wider Christian world. It has a lasting effect on the cultural and religious identity of Eastern Europe. The relationship between the Byzantine Empire and Western Europe is often complicated, a combination of admiration and lack of trust. Western Empire admires the wealth and culture, architecture, and luxurious goods, but they also view Byzantium as doubtful, delicate, and dishonest. They blame them for their political interest and put their interest above the common good of Christendom. The campaigns are considered to free the Holy Land from Muslim control and also lead to fights between Easterners and Westerners. In 1204, the fourth campaign resulted in the discharge of Constantinople by Western campaigns, a devastating blow from which the Eastern Empire never fully recovered. They loot the city, destroy its churches, and establish a Latin empire in its place. So the empire lands are divided among various Greek and Latin rulers. Despite these setbacks, the imperial empire managed to rise, and its spirit is unbroken. In 1261, Byzantium forces recovered Constantinople, replacing the empire to its former glory. But the empire becomes weak, its resources are consumed, and its confidence is shivered. It faces new threats from Venice and Genoa from expanding the Ottoman Empire. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks, led by Sultan Mehmed II, put investment into Constantinople. The Byzantium defenders put up a wild resistance. They man the walls and repulse wave after wave of Turkish violence. But the Turks are continuously bombarding the city with massive cannons and tunneling below its walls. After a long, desperate defense, the city falls to the Turks. The Ottoman soldiers spread through breaches in the walls, overwhelming the defenders. The last Eastern emperor dies fighting in the streets, refusing to surrender. The fall of Constantinople signifies the end of the Byzantine Empire, a turning point in world history. But even in its fall, the empire left a lasting outcome that shaped today's world. Byzantium art, architecture, and literature impact the Western Europe. Byzantine scholars bring ancient Greek texts to Italy, contributing to traditional learning. It also shapes the culture and identity of Eastern Europe. It's more than just a note in history, it's a bridge between the ancient and the modern world. It's a reminder that even after the fall of Rome, Roman civilization continued to expand in a new modified image. So overall, the West Roman Empire is ghosted, and the Eastern Empire, the Byzantium Empire, holds the same legacy for a long time. We talk about emperors, senators, generals, and philosophers. But what about the women of Rome? What role did they play in shaping this world? Are they just witnessing the grand drama of history? Or do they have a power of their own? How was the life of different social classes of old Rome? And what about the power they have behind the scenes?